So recently, Sony CEOs come out and said that they want to aggressively push into mobile gaming. Aggressively. Here's a quote he also says relating to that. It's quite a shift from being just a console-based business to being on mobile phones as well. I want to focus on one thing in that. He says, quite a shift from being just a console-based business to being on mobile phones. Console-based business. What happened to the Vita? I mean, we all pretty much know at this point that Sony has abandoned it. But here's a clear quote right here to just prove that point once again. And that's the problem I have with all of this is, and not the fact that the Vita failed, so now you can't release games on a mobile phone. Here's the problem with that is every time Sony takes their focus off of one item and tries to do something else, their other suffers dramatically, right? So let's just go throughout history here for a second to prove my point. So the PSP, right? It's actually doing really awesome. But what was doing horrible when the PS2 was doing? PSP was doing awesome. The PS3 was, right? So they really had to go in and aggressively start making their PS3 become relevant because it had a pretty bad launch. And actually the first year or two was pretty poor. You could argue even past 2 years. But, all in all, it did end up becoming a great system, selling a lot of units, have a lot of great games. But that was really the second half of the system. The first half really didn't go that well. And it's mainly because Sony had to rethink everything, go real strong, and trying to get the PS3 into people's homes, right? And doing so, they had to basically let loose of the PSP, and it worked in their favor. So we fast forward a little bit, the Vita kind of hit the same scenario here. The Vita was doing decently well. I mean, it wasn't as great as Nintendo's 3DS, but again, neither was the PSP to the Nintendo DS. It's like 3-1 if I was to just come off the top of my head there. But that's kind of how things seem to be going with the Vita and the 3DS. So I actually know the Vita was doing a lot better than the 3DS at that time because the 3DS had a horrible launch. And the Vita was doing relatively well compared to that. And it wasn't until way later when the 3DS dropped their price that they ended up doing good. But then they start putting focus on the PS4 and try to make it have a great launch. And ever since then, right, in the beginning they tried to do little Uncharted and Killzone and stuff. But realistically, right, they just started abandoning it slowly over time till they pretty much just abandoned it completely because they really had to put all their focus into the PS4 and they can't seem to focus on two things at once. It wouldn't be a big deal if they were just saying, hey, we're going to try making some mobile games. The fact that he said aggressively getting into mobile gaming, how else is he supposed to take that? That means they're going to try and put a lot of the resources and a lot of their effort and time into getting mobile gaming great. So when you do that, right, you're going to have to, have the PS4 kind of coast along here for a bit. Honestly, the PS4 can kind of afford that right now. The PS4 is doing really great. Maybe they'll have a relatively okay time doing this. They just can't get too comfortable, and that's the problem. Let's say they do end up aggressively going in a mobile game, and they have a game that actually creates huge success. What is it going to make them want to do? Keep diving into mobile gaming. Next thing you know, they're slowly abandoning the PS4 because, think about it, if you have mobile games that actually are hugely successful, they're going to make you way more money than a console will do. Like, let's be real, it will. So there's two problems here. I mean, neither one of them sound great. One of them sounds good to Sony, right? Because if mobile gaming does go awesome for them, that's a lot of money for them. But for us, it's both going to be bad, right? Because if it does do well, that means the PS4 is kind of getting left behind and not really focused on well, right? Now's not the time to really relax, to be honest, because you have the NX coming out real soon in March, right? What if that does end up becoming a big hit? A lot of people don't think it will. It will. I mean, to be honest, sometimes Nintendo consoles are huge, sometimes they're not. Let's just say it is. Let's say the NX does become a big hit, which has a good chance because if this hybrid thing is correct, right? I mean, that's pretty cool. So now the NX is selling tons, right? Is the next big thing that everyone wants. Those people aren't going to sit there and like, let's say the NX is awesome and you love it a lot, right? Are you going to sit there and continue to play your PS4 and not play your NX even though you love your NX? No, if you love the NX, you're going to switch over and play that, right? So at this other side too, Microsoft's front, right? You have the Scorpio coming out, trying to match the PC side of things because they're trying to go on this whole play on any device thing and trying to blur the line between PC and console. The Scorpio is this great tactic they pull to better achieve that. So to be honest, like, okay, yeah, you have this Neo coming out to support VR, right? Even though they lied about that and said that the original PS4 was going to be able to support it, but it can't. VR takes a lot of spec to get it going well, so they come out with this Neo. But this Neo isn't going to be close to the Scorpio. I promise you that. I think everyone already knows that too. So you see my worry here. They aggressively move into another direction. The PS4 is going to take a dump, potentially. Just really depends on how well this mobile thing goes. If it goes well, it's going to take it up. If it doesn't go well, it's still going to slightly go down because they're pulling focus off of it, trying to go into that. And how long does Sony try push this to realize they just can't do it? And here's the big thing, though. The only reason they're saying they are aggressive going into it is, and he states, is because of Pokemon Go's success from Nintendo. Okay, you know why Pokemon Go was a big hit? Because it's Pokemon. Pokemon's been selling amazing since it came out 20 years ago, right? Every single Pokemon game sells insane numbers. Of course a Pokemon mobile game is going to hit and do well, right? All it had to be is mediocre at best, and it's going to blow them up, right? Trying to ride a little trend and say you're going to aggressively dive into mobile gaming now because of that. That word, it's just getting to me and making me think they're going to make a big mistake. But anyway, what do you guys think? Sony has never proved to anyone that they can focus on multiple things at once. Even their 3D TVs, how well did that go? Sony laptops, how well did that go, right? Really, the only huge success they had since the PS2 day is this PS4, right? And maybe it's the time the PS4 starts to dive down now. I don't know. We'll see. Until next time.